Today we are going to learn about the topic called power in AC circuit. You know the meaning of AC. AC means alternating current. In general, to calculate the power of a circuit, what is the formula? Rate of electric energy consumed is the general definition. Rate of electric energy consumed means how much amount of electric energy is consumed in a particular duration is called as rate of electric energy consumed. Here the formula is power of a circuit is equal to electric energy consumed divided by time. Are you clear? How much amount of electric energy is consumed in a particular duration of time. That calculation that gives you the power consumed in the circuit. Are you clear? In general, to calculate the electric power, this is general formula. The voltage and current, both of them to be multiplied, you will get the electric power. But we are going to calculate the power in the case of AC circuit. What is the nature of the AC? AC, in the case of alternating current, the alternating EMF, that is voltage, that is varying sinusoidally. Are you clear? So the instantaneously the value it changes from time to time. So it is varying with respect to time. Both voltage as well as current, they are varying with respect to time. Are you clear? It is not like DC. In the case of DC, the current is flowing steadily. That's why direct current is called steady current. But in the case of AC, it is varying with respect to time. Instantaneously, voltage and current both are varying. The instantaneous voltage, what is this? The instantaneous voltage in the case of AC can be written as V is equal to Vm sine omega t. Are you clear? This is an expression that one gives you the meaning of what is this? Instantaneous voltage in the case of AC. How to represent the instantaneous current? I is equal to Im sine omega t. There must be some phase difference between the current and voltage in the case of LCR circuit. Therefore, I have to introduce the factor called pi. So what is pi? Pi is the phase difference between instantaneous voltage and instantaneous current in the case of RLC circuit. Already you have learnt about RLC circuit. Okay, so what is V? Again I will repeat. This is the instantaneous voltage in the case of AC. This is called instantaneous current in the case of AC. What is pi? Pi is the phase difference between V and I. Now, since both are varying with respect to one another, with respect to the time, clear, we have to call it as instantaneous voltage and instantaneous current. Here, while calculating the power, this formula to be used. So, while calculating the power in the case of AC, what should be the formula? There also, we have to call the power as instantaneous power. So, how to write the formula for instantaneous power? Instantaneous. So power also varies with respect to time. Therefore, instantaneous power will be equal to instantaneous voltage into instantaneous current. Are you clear? If you multiply the instantaneous voltage of AC into instantaneous value of current, you will get the value of instantaneous power. So this two factor to be multiplied. So instead of V, we can substitute Vm sine omega t can be substituted. That must be multiplied with which one? Im sine omega t plus pi to be written. Are you clear? So this is the product of which two? Instantaneous voltage and instantaneous current. Are you clear? So after that what we have to do? Here these are all the peak values of voltage and this is called peak value of the current in the case of AC. In the next step, this one could be expanded. This one is seen like sine A plus B. So with the help of trigonometrical formula, this part must be expanded. So again you rewrite this expression Vm sine omega t. Im can be written outside. This one could be expanded. How it can be expanded? Sine A plus B, sine A cos B. This one looks like A and this one looks like B. Sine A cos B plus cos A plus sin B. So in that format, clear, this is to be written. Okay, now the next step, what we have to do, we have to multiply the factors inside, and then is clear, these two to be multiplied, these two must be multiplied. Are you clear? This factor must be multiplied with this factor. Again, after multiplication, what will happen? If these two are multiplied, you will get Vm into Im, Vm into Im sin omega t, and this factor to be multiplied. Understood? If sin omega t is there, that one becomes sin square omega t, and then what is the remaining factor? Cos pi. Are you clear? Cos pi is the another factor. Vm say Im, that can be written outside. Are you clear? Vm into Im, that can be written outside. Sin omega t alone can be multiplied inside. Sin omega t into cos pi. Again, this sin omega t to be multiplied with this factor. So what will happen now? Sin omega t cos omega t. What is the remaining factor? Sin pi. So this is the formula to calculate the instantaneous power. Are you clear? Instantaneous power. Already you have learnt about the RMS value of AC, average value of AC. Are you clear? Already you have calculated the average value of current and the mean value of current, RMS value of current. All those things were already taught. Since the voltage and current, since both are varying with respect to time, we are in a position to calculate the average value of current and average value of voltage. Now, even in the case of power, we have to calculate the average value of power. This factor is called instantaneous power. Make a note. Again, I'll repeat, I'll write the sentence here. This expression that gives you the instantaneous, what is this? Instantaneous power. So this expression that gives you instantaneous power. Our next aim is to calculate the P average. What is this? P average. To calculate the P average, we have to take certain assumptions. Are you clear? Here, we have to use certain assumptions. Very important one. The average of sin square omega t over a cycle is half. This one must be by hearted while deriving the equation. The average value of sin square omega t over a cycle is half. Like that, the average value of sin omega t cos omega t value is also equal to 0. Look at the expression, this part. Here we are calculating the average value now. Clear? The next step, we are going to calculate the average value. To calculate the average value, this part of the value to be taken, its average value must be taken as half for a complete cycle. Like that, in this part, sin omega t cos omega t is there. If you calculate the average value of this part, that one will be equal to 0. So these assumptions must be substituted to calculate the average power. Now I am going to write the average power, very important one. Average power, that can be simply written as P average. In the next step, we can write Vm Im. Substitute, instead of sin square omega t, which one could be substituted? Half can be substituted. What is the remaining factor? Cos pi is the remaining factor. Plus, as given in the assumption, clear, average value of sin omega t cos omega t, this part is equal to 0. What is the remaining thing? Sin pi is there. So this part, that one becomes 0. So the final expression would be Vm Im half cos pi is the formula. This half, that could be brought in the front. Half Vm Im cos pi is the expression for which factor? P average. What is the need of calculating P average? Because, clear, finally we have to calculate the P average, because Already we have calculated the average current and average voltage in the previous derivations. Are you clear? Since it is sinusoidally varying both current and voltage, we are in a position to calculate the average power also. To calculate the average power in any AC circuit, this formula must be used. Very important one. Half into Vm into Im into cos pi. That is expression. Okay. I'll continue the rest of the derivation now. In the previous derivation, at the end, we got the expression P average is equal to half into Vm Im cos pi. Now, the next step, how it could be written, this 2 that can be written as square root of 2 into square root of 2. 2 can be written as square root of 2 into square root of 2. Therefore, after splitting this 2 into square root of 2 into square root of 2, 1 square root of 2 can be written as the denominator of Vm and another square root of 2 can be written as the denominator of Im. After this cos pi can be written. Here, already you have learnt in the previous derivations, Vm by root 2. Vm means peak value. Peak value divided by root 2 is equal to, that is called as Vrms. What is this? Vrms. What is Vrms? Vrms means root means square value of AC. Root means square value of voltage of AC. Im by root 2 means Irms of AC. What is Irms of AC? Root means square value of the current in the case of AC. After that, this cos pi can be written. Are you clear? So here, the final expression, that one becomes P average is equal to Vrms Irms into cos pi. This is the final expression. Here, this factor, this cos pi is called as power factor. Very, very important one. This is called power factor. This power factor alone mainly determines the value of P average. Depends on the phase difference in the circuit. We have to substitute the value of pi. According to the value of pi, the cos pi value will change. Finally, depends on the cos pi value power factor, you will get the P average value. Here, this expression is called as apparent power. Therefore, in the next expression, we can write P average is equal to, the whole expression can be replaced by the formula apparent power. Make a note. This expression can be called as apparent power. If this apparent power is multiplied with this power factor, look at that. Already I have written, again I'll rewrite this. Okay. So this is called as, what is this? Apparent power. This is called as apparent power. Cos pi is called power factor. Very important one. Apparent power into power factor. Product of apparent power and power factor is called average power in the case of AC. Very, very important formula. By using this expressions, is it clear? Problem will be asked. They will give the value of Vrms, they will give the value of Irms. By knowing this two, by knowing the phase difference between E and I, voltage and current, we have to find out the phase difference, substitute the value of pi and substitute the value of Vrms and Irms, you will get P average. Okay. Now we are going to learn 4 different cases. In each case, we are going to calculate the average power in 4 different circuits. First, let's take the first case. So in this case, a pure resistance, it is connected with the alternating current voltage source. Are you clear? So when R is connected with the AC, already we have learned that the voltage and current both are in phase. The instantaneous voltage and instantaneous current both are in phase. That is shown graphically. When voltage increases from 0 to peak value, the current also increasing from 0 to peak value. So like that, clear, the variation occurs, but there is no phase difference between instantaneous current and instantaneous voltage. That can be written as pi. Pi is nothing but phase difference between V and I. So V and I, in between them, the phase difference is 0. We know the formula for P average. The formula for P average is VRMS. Already we have derived the expression VRMS, IRMS, cos pi is the formula. Are you clear? This is a general formula to calculate the P average, but in the case of pure resistive circuit, phase difference is 0. Instead of pi, there you substitute cos 0 degree. Cos 0 value is 1. Are you clear? Cos 0 value is how much? 1. After that, the final answer will be VRMS, IRMS is the expression. By using this, we are able to calculate the P average in the case of pure resistive circuit. Here the P average is purely determined by this power factor value. Power factor alone determines the P average value. Okay. Now we are going to learn the second second special case. Look at both the two diagram. In the first diagram, the inductor that is connected with the AC source. In the second diagram, that capacitor it is connected with the AC source. Already we have learnt both the two cases separately in the SA discussion. When the inductor, when it is connected with the AC source, already we have seen that the instantaneous voltage, that one will lead the I by pi by 2. That is the phase difference between V and I will be equal to plus pi by 2. In the case of pure capacitive network, pure capacitive circuit, what we have learnt that V, that one lags behind current by pi by 2. So here we have seen that the phase difference pi is equal to minus pi by 2. Here with the help of pi, with the help of the pi value, we are able to calculate the P average, that is average power in both the two circuit can be calculated. So the pi value in both the two cases, that can be combinedly written as plus or minus pi by 2. Okay. So how to calculate the P average in both the two case? P average, already we have learned the formula. So what is the formula? IRMS and then VRMS. What is this? IRMS, VRMS, cos pi. So this is the formula. With the help of this, we are able to calculate the average power in both the pure capacitive circuit and pure inductive circuit. So substitute here IRMS, VRMS instead of pi. Either you can substitute plus pi by 2 or minus pi by 2. Commonly, I could substitute pi by 2. Pi by 2 is nothing but 90. Cos 90 value is 0. So this factor, that one becomes 0. So if IRMS and VRMS, if both are multiplied with 0, finally the P average value will become 0. So this is the final calculation about the average power calculated in pure inductive circuit and pure capacitive circuit. Very important one, these kind of things will be asked in the objective questions. Okay. Now we are going to calculate the average power in the case of case 3. Here in this case, we have taken the RLC circuit. In the case of RLC circuit, all the three components are there: resistance, inductor and capacitor. This one also was already taught in the class, and we have already learnt, how to calculate the phase difference between the instantaneous voltage and instantaneous current. The phase difference between instantaneous voltage and instantaneous current, that can be calculated by the formula tan pi, which is equal to XL minus XC divided by R. Here pi is nothing but phase difference between the voltage and current. Here pi is the phase difference. Here XL, what is XL? This is called inductive reactance. This is called as capacitive reactance. This is called resistance. So therefrom we are able to get the expression for pi. pi is equal to tan inverse of, how it could be written, XL minus XC divided by R. So this is the actual expression. By using this, the phase difference can be calculated. Are you clear? So it depends on the value of XL and XC and R, you will get the appropriate value of phase difference. Okay. But our aim is to calculate the P average. In the case of LCR circuit, in the case of RLC circuit, P average to be calculated. So what is the formula to calculate the P average? IRMS, VRMS, cos pi. This is the formula. Here in this cos pi power factor form, in this cos pi power factor value, pi is called phase difference. Instead of pi, this expression can be substituted. So what is the next expression? IRMS, VRMS, cos, instead of pi, the entire expression can be written tan inverse of XL minus XC whole divided by R can be written. Are you clear? So this expression is not given in the textbook. After the calculation of pi, the entire factor must be calculated. You will get some angle. That angle value to be substituted instead of pi. Finally, we are able to calculate the average power in the case of RLC circuit. Understood? Now we are going to calculate the average power in the case of RLC circuit when the RLC circuit at resonance. Already we have learnt what is the meaning of the resonance condition in the case of RLC circuit. The condition for resonance in the case of RLC circuit is XL must be equal to XC, very important one. Inductive reactance value that must be equal to which one? Capacitive reactance circuit, capacitive reactance of the circuit. That is XL must be equal to XC. Again I will repeat, inductive reactance must be equal to capacitive reactance. What is the formula to calculate the phase difference between V and I? Tan pi is equal to XL minus XC divided by R. Here XL and XC both are equal. If XC is replaced by XL, what will happen? XL minus XL must be written divided by R. Here the numerator, that one becomes 0. 0 divided by R is equal to 0. Tan pi value is 0 means pi must be equal to 0. The phase difference between voltage and current, instantaneous voltage and current in the RLC circuit must be equal to 0. Now we have found out the phase difference between V and I. How to calculate the P average? Very simple one. To calculate the P average, what is the formula? Average power in the case of RLC circuit at resonance can be written as IRMS, VRMS, cos pi is the formula. Here cos pi is called power factor. That pi cos pi factor, power factor alone mainly determines the P average. IRMS, VRMS, cos 0 to be written because pi value is 0. Cos 0 value is equal to 1. So IRMS, VRMS, cos pi value is 1. So the final expression for P average is ERMS, VRMS into IRMS. So this is the value of, this is the magnitude of the average power in the case of RLC circuit when it is at resonance. So totally we have learnt 4 cases. In 4 cases, the average power was calculated. The average power in each case will be different. Okay.